Teachers of Reddit, what's something you overheard, but you wish you didn't? My mum says I'm too stupid to spell. I was helping one of my first graders catch up on a spelling test. He was one of my problem kids, but I always spent extra time helping him out because I used to be one, too. On this particular day he was getting really worked up. I finally flipped the test over and had the worst conversation. Kid, I can't do this. I'm too stupid. Me, you can too do this. I know you can. Let's spell it out really slowly together. Kid, no, I can't. I'm an idiot. Me, name. Why are you saying that? Who told you that? Kid, my mum says I'm too stupid to spell. Me : That's not true. We're friends. Yeah? Kid, best friends. Me, okay. Then you know I won't lie to you. You are one of the smartest kids I know. What else does your mom say? And that's how I found out a 7-year-old boy was being physically and emotionally abused. I reported it, but left the school before I found out what came of it. Edit, I didn't choose to leave the school. I was a substitute teacher and their regular teacher came back, so I had no choice. I did give the kids my information, though. I'm glad you reported that. I guess it isn't that I overheard it, but I really like to keep up with the kids' personal lives. Over the years they grow to trust me, and every once in a while, a student drops a huge bomb on me that makes me feel quite helpless for a while. Things like, my parents are getting divorced this week and neither one wants me, or my sister got killed trying to stop a fight, or I hate my friends and I hate myself for liking them, but I don't want to be alone. I do my best for them. Kudos to you. My parents are getting divorced this week and neither one wants me. That's fucking depressing. I taught middle school for 1 year. During parent-teacher conferences, one poor student came in with her emotionally abusive mom, her emotionally distant dad, and her dad's new girlfriend. She sat in between them sobbing silently while the divorcing parents bickered, and I barely got a word in edgewise because I was hired 2 months into the year to replace a teacher who quit rather suddenly. It was literally my second or third interaction with this student, and her family definitely set the stage for my relationship with them the rest of the year. I sure hope her story has a happy ending, because in the time I was her teacher I watched her completely disengage from her school work and social life as she sunk deeper and deeper into depression. She didn't fail 7th grade, but she came damn close, and she was a bright kid too. My friend teaches at a Catholic middle school. He said he once overheard a girl telling her friends she intended to pretend to be pregnant in order to keep her boyfriend from breaking up with her. When he asked her where she got such a manipulative idea, she said, "It worked for my mom." My nephew, when he was 18 or 19, had a similar experience. His ex-girlfriend called him up and said she was 3 months pregnant. He said, "Well, I haven't slept with you in 5 months, so good luck with that." She even tried to send him someone else's ultrasound. Now he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer and barely graduated high school, but glad he was able to do some basic math. I had a high school senior come to school in the morning straight from the club, still all glitter covered and in a mostly unbuttoned button down. Except it wasn't totally straight from the club. He let it slip that he had gone home with a woman in her 40s at 5 in the morning, and stayed long enough for her to make her kids and me breakfast. Hey, at least he still made it to class. Got to set a good example for the ladies' kids. Former college professor here. Oh my god, how do you get your parents to pay you $25,000 a month? Mine only pay me $10,000. My poor ass would have followed up with, how do I get adopted by either of your families? This, of course, is after their parents have already paid tuition and the rent for wherever they were living. I'm sure this was a discussion of pocket money. 25 was more than I was making a year at that point. That's what I hate worst about college/university. These rich kids who have everything handed to them, while I struggle to pay for my own shit and drive a beta car that I managed to scrape up $200 for. Like, fucking 10 grand is a ridiculous amount of pocket money. Not a teacher, but my mom was. She sometimes had to do bus, car pickup duty to make sure kids got their proper rides home. One of the school's nightmare parents was at the car pickup just being a complete ass to her unfavorite child, who couldn't take it and started to cry. He sobbingly asked her why he couldn't go live with his dad. That way, she wouldn't have to be always mad at him anymore. Because he wants you, she huffed, slammed the car door, and drove off. Not being able to get that parent on any of her crap remained one of my mum's big regrets. Divorced parents who take out their anger and frustrations regarding their exes on their kids are just the worst kind of subhumans. Actually worse is divorced parents who remarry and let the new wife and family completely berate and belittle the kid, to the extent of being told they are not liked or trusted and being grounded to their room for the entire weekend visit for just being alive. My youngest son deals with this now and it breaks my heart. The building in the school in which I taught had only one staff toilet, so if it was occupied we had to use the student toilets. In one such instance, I am in my cubicle when a student walks into the loo room and into another cubicle. What I heard next was the most awful sounding dump, but not too out of the ordinary. It's what he said whilst doing it that shook me up. Screaming as if in pain, he shouted things to the effect of, "Jesus Christ, I deserve this torment. Punish me for my sins. Punish me for my salvation. I bear pain in your name," and other fucked up religious stuff. No idea what was going on. It didn't sound like a kink from the tone, but I remember thinking that if we ever had a school shooting, there was no doubt it would be that guy. Not a teacher, but overheard that a few years ago a middle schooler in the back of class had his pants around his ankles while furiously beating his meat to the teacher. They were making eye contact. She was in shock. He was making a mess under the table. Of course, he was expelled. What the fuck? Obligatory. Not a teacher, but me and a couple of friends, all in 6th form, were sitting in a room when some younger girls aged between 13 and 14 walked in. Their conversation seems pretty innocuous at first, but then they start saying stuff like, "I can't wait for my birthday next year, so I can have sex," bearing in mind that the age of consent is 16 in the UK, "and I just want to have sex, so I can get pregnant and have a baby," while me and my friends just sit there bewildered. It turns out that at least one of these girls has a boyfriend aged about 20, so that goes at least some way towards explaining it. Dude, the cops should be involved. Obligatory. Not me but my wife, who overheard two 7th grade girls, age 12, talking about eating ass in the cafeteria at 7:30 in the morning. Honestly, I've seen 3rd graders talk about that. Poor kids. I'm sure they have simply wonderful home lives. 7th graders talking about tentacle hentai porn. I want to question that, but I won't. So much gossip about me, male and female coworker, and if they thought we were dating, then they noticed I was there, and got asked the question directly. I assured them we are absolutely not dating. What I didn't tell them was I absolutely wish we were. Have you asked her out yet? I'm not a teacher, but work around kids aging from 5-17 years old for work. My memory is not that great, so I have trained myself to forget most of what I overhear from students. Worst I can remember is a kid using morning wood as an insult. From what I remember, they were arguing and he say, "I bro, you get morning wood," as if that was irregular to try to win via insult. It's nice to learn that 13-years are already ready for arguments online. This one kid was paying another kid for his sister's used tampons and pads. That's weird. I chalked it up to healthy curiosity and never looked back. There is nothing healthy about that. I worked at a summer program for kids. Little girl one day told me she hoped it would rain tonight so her mom would stay with her. Turns out her mom was a street-walking hooker who basically only came to stay with her and her dad when it rained because she had nowhere else to go. Absolutely broke my heart. That he doesn't like it when mom gives massages in the basement because he can hear everything. How old is this kid? He was 12. Damn. This happened last year in an alternative education class I was supplying in. This was a regular high school that just happened to offer an alternative program to some students. A girl was talking about how much school she skipped last year. The guy she is talking to goes, "I missed a lot of days as well, but that's because I spent 2 months in a correctional institute." Well, at least he had a reason for skipping school. What's the worst thing you've ever overheard? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.